Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, fabulous first grade. Welcome back to our PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Hammock, and I'm here to help you continue practicing all the things that you need to help you be an excellent reader and writer. Hey, did you know that on Sunday it's Valentine's Day? Right? I hope that you are going to take some time to make some notes and appreciation for the people that you love at your house, and make sure that you do something kind for them, because that is really what love is all about. I'm sure you'll do some fun things with your class too. So because it's going to be Valentine's Day, it's got me thinking about Valentines, which I love. And this is a fun story that I've always read in my classroom. Roses are pink, your feet really stink. It's not very nice, is it? This story is by Diane DeGroat. And this little guy is Gilbert. And his teacher has given him an important assignment. He needs to write 15 Valentine poems for each one of his classmates. He's having a little bit of trouble though, because one of the boys in his class has not been very nice to him. So he's struggling with trying to say something nice to someone who hasn't been nice to him. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to me before. But you know what, boys and girls? We still need to be kind. Even if it feels like it's gonna feel better to say something mean back to someone, it never makes you feel better. It does make you feel better when you can be kind, because you know what? Everyone else will notice. So I hope you'll read the story adventure about Gilbert and see what he does and what happens. And I hope that you have a fabulous Valentine's Day with all of the people that you love. All right, let's see who our number one on our countdown for Sora is. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Dun da da da! Heaton Bulldogs. Great job, Heaton. Hey, I just noticed something. Heaton, Wilson, Turner, Bernie, Olmos. You guys were all in our top 5 last week. You were just in a different order. I wonder if next week, if someone new will pop onto the top 5 and knock one of these guys off the list. I hope it's your school. Keep reading. I'm so proud of you. All right. I have some activity books that I would love to share with you. All you need to do is send me a letter here at our PBS classroom, and I will send you one of these books. Please make sure you include your home address, or you could even send me an email, but make sure your address is on there so that I know where to send this back to you. And I hope that you will tell me something fun that you are learning or something fun you're doing. Okay? I look forward to hearing from you. All right. Now it's time for us to train our ears for sound. Are you ready? Great. Today we're playing a blending game. Here we go. I'm going to say some sounds. You're going to put them together to make a word. All right, here we go. Own. Phone. Phone. Good job. How about this one? S-O-L-D. Sold. Sold. Good for you. One last one. Gr-o. Gr-o. Grow. Great. You did that really, really well. Okay, time for fluency. Remember to write down any of the spelling patterns that you are having trouble remembering, because I want you to know them automatic. That will help you when you're sounding out words. PH says f. Say them and spell them with me. CH says ch. SH says sh. WH, hua. TCH, ch. TH. Then we have some long vowels. AY, A. AI, A. EA, E. EE says E. And IE says E, but only sometimes. All right, let's try the silent E spelling patterns. A consonant E says A. I consonant E says I. O consonant E says O. U consonant E says U. And E consonant E says E. Terrific job. Okay, now all week long, we've been working on the long O sound like you hear in the word boat. Here's my boat card. Here are all of the ways that you can spell the long O sound. So I want you to spell them and say them with me. Are you ready? O says O. OA says O. OW says O. OE says O. And here I wrote a word, or I spelled a word that has the O sound. And we're going to practice blending it and then build some more words with that spelling pattern. Are you ready? I want you to see how many words use that OE sound. Here we go. T-O, toe. Did you get it? What if I change the beginning sound to this word? F-O, foe. Oh, do you remember we read that in the story? A foe is like an enemy. All right, let's say this word. How about that? D-O, doe. Good. Remember that was the deer that we read about in the story. And what is our story about? J-O, Joe. Great reading. Speaking of our story, let's get to it and see what's going on with Joe. Remember yesterday, we read about Joe goes slow. Do you remember what he's doing? Right, he wants to see animal pals up close. So in this part of the story, he saw a big cat, and the big cat was watching a doe. But do you remember what happened to the doe? Right, she hops on its toes and goes. Let's see what else Joe can find. Are you ready? Okay. Joe sees a black crow in a field. The sun is warm, that's a sight word, on Joe's back. The crow eats seeds. Joe wants to take a shot, but the crow will not stay. Now, is he really going to shoot him? No, remember, he's got a camera. He wants to take a picture of him. But the crow will not stay. The wind blows Joe's hat. Let's read that again. The wind blows Joe's hat. Joe goes to look for it. He sees an ant. Joe takes a shot of the ant. Joe is glad to see his animal pals up close. Did you see I made a mistake and wrote the word his 2 times, so I'm going to cross that off. There we go. All right, so Joe is wanting to take pictures of his animal friends up close. So let's see if we can find some of those spelling patterns with the long O. You ready? Okay, we know that his name has the O-E sound, but what did he see here? A black, yes, crow. Good job. All right, there's crow again and Joe again. Do you see any others? Oh, look. What is the wind going to do? It blows. The wind blows. Joe goes. All right. Oh, and there's that word close again with the O consonant E. You did great. Good job. All right. We're going to take a look at our high frequency words. this time we're going to look at all 6 of them. I want you to read them and spell them with me, okay? And then we're going to work on our open syllables for the last part of today. Here we go. Let's read. More, M-O-R-E, more. Start, S-T-A-R-T, start. Find, F-I-N-D, find. Food, F-O-O-D, food. Over, O-V-E-R, over. And warm, W-A-R-M, warm. All right. If you're having any trouble with those, write them down so that you can practice them. Let's take a look at our open syllable practice. We're going to go back to looking at these words and finding the vowels and seeing if we can find that vowel, consonant, vowel pattern. That's an open syllable that's going to say the long vowel sound. Okay? When the syllable ends in a vowel, that means the vowel will say a long sound. So let's take a look at this word, all right? Are you ready? Let's do consonant. Well, first we find our vowels, then we find our consonants. We're gonna split it between the first consonant and the first vowel. Now, this syllable ends in a vowel. That means this A is gonna say A. But this syllable is a closed syllable because the vowel is closed in by another consonant. So this is gonna say ta-ken, taken. Did you get it? Good. All right, let's try this one. Let's find our vowels first. Now we find our consonants. Okay, I see that vowel, consonant, vowel, so I'm gonna split it right there. Okay, this syllable ends in a vowel. That means the O is gonna say O. But this syllable ends in a consonant. That is a closed syllable. So here we go. Robot. Robot. Good job. Let's try one more. Let's find the vowels. Okay, look, that's an E at the end. What do we know about that? Right, it's kind of not really a vowel. It's a vowel, but it doesn't make any sound. And then we have our consonants. Here's a vowel, consonant, vowel pattern, so I'm gonna split it after the first vowel. This one says do-nate, donate. Did you do it? Great job. Boys and girls, you have done such an excellent job. These are really hard things to learn, but you can do hard things. I have a different song for you today since Valentine's Day is Sunday. Are you ready? V-A-L-E-N-T-I-N-E, Valentine. I wrote a card and cut it out with care. I wrote upon it a message I will share. Roses are red, violets are blue. Bees love honey and I love you. Here is my Valentine, it is time for me to say, happy, happy Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
A brand new day, time to learn